gross.
There we go. Hey, look at that. Look who's back. Instagram Live, Facebook Live, YouTube later on, audio all over your hearts. This is Gross Domesticated Podcast. It's live. That means it's GDP live. For Wednesday, March 31st, getting one in there at the end of March. If you are here pounding off live, I appreciate it. You can do that at Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram and also on Facebook. On my personal Facebook, I just shared the Facebook feed there, as well as the Gross Domesticated podcast page. If you just like that, you'll get notifications every time we go live, and you can catch us here. You can pound off. I'll read your comments there. I read the comments over here from Instagram, but the camera's here. I'm pointing at a lot of different places. And if you want to see all the places I'm pointing, you can check it out later if you can't catch it live on YouTube at Baby Mermaid Productions. Just go there, follow the page, hit the little notification thing, and you'll see a thing that says, "Oh, look at that! Oh, look at that! Oh, the pet's going live." It's another. Oh, it's not live, but it'll say like, "Oh, there's a new video." It just puts in your feed. It's a cue. You know how it works. What the fuck am I doing explaining technology? Also, audio only podcast. You can do that. There's audio only versions all over the place. Resubscribe. I got a new feed. If you used to listen to it and you're like, hey, I'm not seeing new episodes. What's going on? New episodes are on the new feed. You can find the two most popular places that, the Apple, the Spotify's, whatever. Uh, that's going to be in the comment, or what is it? The description. That's it. Fuck. Of this show. But it's also available on any audio podcast platform that you do. I'm going to catch up on some pounding that's happening over here, but it's good to see you guys because we back, baby. We missed a whole week and a day. Last one, actually, people were concerned, and I appreciate that. And I'll get into where I was and what happened and all that, because I know we talked a little bit about it beforehand, but not a ton. So I'm gonna catch up on some pounding we got over here. Pat, welcome back. Thanks so much, Heather. Ian's here. Actually, I wasn't sure how to join the live, so I watched you in real time on YouTube. Oh, really? That's weird. Ron saying, Big Preem saying, I think this pod has become my main source of socializing. It was a long break. Could have good to have you back. I appreciate that, Ron. Ron was actually missing a couple shows, and I felt bad because he's like, oh, I have to work. I had to go do this. I had to go blah blah blah. And it's like I feel bad because you don't have to feel bad. Like if I feel bad that you can't come hang out, but like I you don't have to, like, there's no shame in it. Like I don't, you guys it's way more fun with you guys here every single time when you guys can, when I can read the things, when you ask to join. And don't forget, if you are catching up live, you can't do it. Oh, hey, mom's here on Facebook. How's it going? She's pounding off on Facebook. Don't forget, you can catch up on Facebook Live on not face yeah, Facebook Live. What the fuck am I doing? At the Gross Domesticated Podcast page or on Instagram Live, where you can ask to join, which means that your audio will be featured on the video, but I do erase the video at the end of it. So, like I said, catch it live, huh? You take a lunch break. The show's 2 hours. Who's working? But this being the main socialization, yeesh, socializing thing for most people is I think that's a big pandemic thing, or maybe if Big Preem, maybe Ron Barendro is a introvert, and I doff my Dana to you, my friend. I appreciate that we are here to socialize Ron, because Ron's a good dude. Ron's a good guy that likes to help people and is genuinely, he's one of the people that reached out and was like, hey, are you all right? Is everything all right? You good? So, excuse me. That was not getting choked up. I just hiccuped. Excuse me. Okay. Air gets trapped in there. Uh, I'm not crying. I'm burping. I need that. That's the shirt. There it is. Um, we got big Ian. I don't know why I said big Ian. Strong words. Big words, Ian here. Guess who's back? Back again. GDP's back. Tell a friend. And I want to first before anything, dedicate this show to. I wish I fucking remembered her name. I don't. I know you said it, but Ian's kitty cat. He was another person who reached out. Was like, hey, that would have. I really could have used a nice talk today because God damn it, don't rub it in. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about his kitty cat passing away. Yeah, well, shut the fuck up. Chloe's here. Uh, Ian's kitty cat passed away. Meg. Her name was Meg. Sorry. God damn it, Meg. That's how I remember. Yeah. Good. Yeah, Meg. Her name was Meg. He had an old kitty cat that was passed away before he was able to get her help. As actually on the way to get her help, and that is a very sad story, and it's heartbreaking. So all the peeps, send your love to Ian because he is a fucking cool dude, great guy to talk to, not just a potato man, but a friend. So Ian Strong, shout out to you, dude. I felt bad because he was like, and not and I at no point did I feel like, oh, he was like he's trying to make me feel bad or anything like that. Like he's just like, oh, I could have used that today. Ron is obviously Ron saying the same thing. Like, this being like, hey, this is kind of a fun hangout thing that's become for me. That's what I want it to be. This is the atmosphere of hanging out with your friends, your peeps, catching up and all this shit. But wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm reading the thing. Excited for the word of the day. Ian Strong. I hope sings this. What? I got you on Spotify. No, I think. Sorry, I thought that was something to do with the cat. But there is there's more pounding. Heather's here. Heather's here live, which is great. And that's another thing is I wasn't doing it so people I was not streaming because I wanted people to. I wasn't playing hard to get, guys. Let me just say that. First of all, it wasn't anything like that. And but I do truly feel bad because when you like when you're responsible, even if it's a free thing. I talk about this a lot of times with my jujitsu professor, Jeff. He's always he's always saying like he teaches. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's like something worked out. Like but how he phrases it is like he doesn't get paid from there. Like I don't think he cashes a check from the school. I think he still pays a admission as well, but like he's also a professor, and like he just does that because, but like if he needs to like, oh, my kid needs to go to the doctor, I need to do this or something like that. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't. He'll try to find somebody, or if he can't find somebody, if class can't happen for some reason, he feels bad, and it's like, well, like it's it's you don't get paid, you're not you know what I mean. Like I appreciate you feeling that, but it's also I feel that kind of same thing of like I've created this environment of like of hanging out and talking, and it's kind of every if it becomes parts of if it becomes a part of someone's routine, I can't. I feel bad taking that away, especially for a week. But it's one of those things that it does kind of feel good to be wanted. But I did not mean I did not mean that to happen. It's a I did do that purposely with Stanley and Klopoke. We had Mr. Manny watch Klopoke and Stanley while we were away visiting family for a memorial party for family in Florida. So it was a family member. You're not gonna. It's not a. It's family. Somebody died. You don't want to. I don't want it to be too. I don't know. I didn't check with everybody actually before I started talking, and it's live, so I don't want to be like, this person died. But it's a it's okay. We're fine. Everything's fine. No, it was a cancer thing, so it was okay. Not okay, but you know what I'm talking about. Uh, and we went down to help mom out and stuff like that. Catch up with people. It was actually really nice because the since having the vaccine, I feel like kind of not like completely. There's still 5% of people that could get sick again, but most of the people that I interacted with, I believe on a regular basis, either had got the antibodies or whatever. Nobody's. It's Florida. Like it is. The mall down there is packed. It is crazy down there. So glad I've gotten to know you and Dom through this podcast. Thank you so much, Heather. I appreciate that. And the same that way and through comedy. Yeah, Manny, first pound off, back to business as usual. Manny, I appreciate you being here. He's here, Mister. We call him Mister Manny for the kitty cats. That's who he is to the kitty cats. He is Mister Manny, and because they need to respect him while we're away, and I know that he loves those kitty cats. At least Stanley. Clubpoke, I don't know where she went. I don't want to talk too much shit if she can hear me. Oh, she's on the table. So Clubpoke's great. Sometimes also uh guess who now the bed had some very dark stains on it while we were away. And that's okay. Because we had also invested in that waterproof sheet, which makes me just fine. Just wash it in a regular load of laundry. It's fine. You put it back on, do whatever you want. Almost a whole week a full week of Chloe. I mean, really, at this point, we know it's just Chloe pissing her way on each side, just two spots that she just kept hitting. Like, why isn't this working? Like this always, I don't know. I don't know if it's something about when we're away and we still have no rhyme or reason to the piss. It felt like it was getting better right before we left, but I mean, like that. We need to be able to go on vacation when stuff has opened back up, and things are open back in Florida. I mean, it's not. There are still quite a few people. Everybody in the mall was wearing masks, but it was still one of those things where it was like it felt like it was so funny. It was like it was really Dom and I really spent this trip um like just catching up on some delicious food, just absolute some of the trashiest. This is the my first point of this was our trip because we drove back up and down and back back up and down. What the fuck does that mean? Uh but we drove uh and on the way we tried to remember all of the spots that I love Bojangles. That's one of my favorite places on the road. I've missed that since not being able to do comedy and stuff like that. So I wanted to hit Bojangles at some point on this trip. We wanted to hit the Florida classics. You got your Publix. You got your there's a place we like to eat that is near my mom's house that's called London Jack's. That's I think it's called London Jack's Grill or Jack's London Grill or something like that. I don't remember the order, but it's fucking awesome. Uh, what else? PDQ, which is a little known chicken place, not as at the level of a Chick-fil-A or your Popeyes or whatever. We got into it at the memorial. We did get into a fried chicken conversation about what was the best fried chicken. And I don't know if necessarily Florida is I mean, it's not boiled peanuts. There's a weird love of boiled peanuts in the South. But fried chicken, I feel like that's more of a Nashville thing. But as far as the chains, we're talking KFC's down at the bottom, if it's even on the list. But PDQ is some pretty good chicken. Get some pretty good chicken. My friend had a lady cat named Mr. Bojangles. It ruled. Carry on. Hell yeah. Well, no, that's tying it all together. Big Preem pounding off like he never missed a beat. But Mr. Bojangles, I don't know that I always get maybe not the fastest service at Bojangles, but I always get the nicest service. It's not like it's not necessarily fast food, but it's almost exclusively to me. I get a chicken fillet on a biscuit, fucking rules. Cajun chicken biscuit, one of the best biscuits you'll have. from a chain, for sure, from a chain, but just in general, unless it's homemade or something like that, it's gonna be fucking Bojangles. But I thought about it, and like to put it truly in perspective, this trip to Florida, the places we chose to eat really put meaning to, or like perspective, like a true meaning to the phrase "to die for." Because we chose to eat out. Another place we wanted to eat, we chose that we picked out was Hooters. There's not a ton of Hooters available around here. All of the in our opinion, our humblest opinion, most of the northern chains or northern places we found up here don't have the best wings. Bojangles is a slow old man name. Yeah, or kitty cat name. I think Bojangles is close. Also, Mittens could be a slow old man's name as well. Mr. Bojangles is the slow old man's father's name. Bojangles. I think, to me, okay, so like we went to, I'm trying to think of like all the places that we ate, like if it was, because we've been out to eat at like a chill at like Chili's and shit. Again, we're not showing off, guys. Kevin, you just came in here. I'm not trying to. He's coming in right at the part where I'm sitting here going, "Oh, I've eaten at Chili's." But we like when we went to the mall to go, we had to go to we wanted to go to Dick's Sporting Goods for the get together for the celebration. We wanted to get cornhole bags. So you go to Dick's Sporting Goods. We went to Tyrone Mall, and not a lot of times are you going to go to your childhood mall and have it be almost the same like structure, pretty much. Like it's recognizable for sure, but it's like booming. It's doing really well. All the malls up here that I've seen to go, except for like in Virginia, like some certain like big super big malls that I've been in that they've put a lot of money into. Um, like they're unless it's one of those, like it's just a mall that they just let you know go on its own, then it's kind of like ooh. So I went to we went to Tyrone Square Mall, and it was like it was it was crazy, and it was a beautiful day. Everybody, if you ever have your own cornhole bag slapped on in gym class, well, I don't know if you meant to put the M there, but it felt like it ended with like a question, and I heard that in your voice, Kevin. This is beautiful. Wife George is here. What's going on, wife? Taking a break, hard at work. But we ate, well, like we've eaten at like we wanted to have good wings. We haven't had really good wings since being up here. Hey wife. We had what else? Uh yeah, we ate at fucking Chili's. We like all the places we ate were like, but I'm thinking like if we're truly at risk, is it worth dying to eat at Chili's? And like for us, yeah, it's fucking pretty good. A lot of we get a lot of shit because we were eating at the mall. One of the places on the list that wasn't necessarily on the list, but when we thought about it, when we got to the mall, I saw the sign that I saw the sign. That's right, I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes to Cajun food. Cajun food is one of my favorite things, and it sounds like I'm saying Cajun food, and I'm not saying Asian food. I'm saying Cajun food because it's a fuck what the name. It's Perry. I believe it's Perry's Asian Grill. I don't think I knew this place ever had a name. It's been there since I was a child, and it's been one of my favorite places to eat at anywhere. If you go to any mall food court, everybody has it. Manny always talks about it at the mall. I think it's Colonial Park. There's a mall, Colonial Park Mall here that has Sakura. I believe the name is. I can't the name. Zico's. Yeah, Zico's was another place we ate. That was for sure. Like we can't find good euros up here either, but we found that Zico's very consistent, just as delicious and thriving as well. But let me find the fucking name. Perry's barbecue, Perry's barbecue Asian grill. But but on the sign it says like it's so fucking weird. It's like they have 14 names for this place apparently, but apparently it's this is the name, or they borrowed cups from Perry. But they have their blackened chicken and their bourbon chicken. You get those two with the rice. I forgot that's what it is. I usually get the egg roll too, because it's Cajun food. They have like blackened chicken or something like that. But it's like I don't know where exactly. Aside from that one, it's basically just orange chicken. You can get bourbon chicken, which I think you can get pretty much at most Chinese restaurants. And egg rolls and fried rice or noodles, and it's like it's a little bit Cajun inspired Asian fusion. It's Cajun food, and I did not realize that they would still be open, and it was incredible. So if you have an opportunity and you're in Tyrone Square Mall, go to free ad. I'll take it. Tell them Pat sent you. They'll say who, and I'll go blackened chicken, please. A little bit of bourbon sauce on there. Cajun food for Cajun grandpa. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I maybe that's where it was. Maybe that's where Cajun grandpa was inspired from. Truly, maybe it was ingrained in my head that I just love that fucking. Oh my god, so good. But we went to Zico's, which is a Greek place. Really good. So two things that we didn't realize, I don't think, until leaving the place we grew up, but there are two huge communities. Obviously, there's Spanish Cuban community in Florida and Tampa especially. So Cuban sandwiches are pretty popular, and they're the regional. I didn't. Oh man, mine. You want to talk about mind being blown? It wasn't as blown as when I realized when Dom uh, uncovered the truth that all produce codes are the same all over. I said the world, but she says it's just the United States. But I think it's international. Who knows? That's up for debate. But 4011 to all my peeps out there, you know what it means. But there is, when I realized that, fuck, I forgot what I was going with that. God damn it. Cajun food for Cajun grandpa, and I was going somewhere. Oh, Greek food. The regional sandwiches at 7-Elevens. There's a 7-Eleven right down the street from uh, our crib here. That's where I go to get my brunch hot dogs, which are hot dogs that I try to eat before 10:30. I'm the guy I'm the reason that they put those signs up. When they say stop, these aren't ready. It's me there trying to be at like 10:30. Like, come on, man, they're done. They're already cooked. Let me eat them. That's not organic. A non-organic banana. Thank you very much, Ian. He's a peep. He gets it. This show loves bananas. This show is bananas. But I think that I didn't realize when I went down to I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's like a little steak and pepper sub or something like that. But where's the Cubans? And I was looking like, come on, guys. When I first moved here and I walked down to that 7-Eleven and I tried to find a Cuban and I realized they did not have them. It didn't even compute with me that because of where we lived and the demand, I guess, maybe there's just a bunch of Cuban people that went in there and said, where are the Cubans? I guess here they're like, hey, where's the hoagie? It's the same bread. It's the same innards. It's just they're like, no, these are what's available here. But if you have the opportunity and you're in or actually if you're in if your local 7-Eleven carries a Cuban sandwich and you're not in a Cuban area, a very densely Cuban populated area, a pound off, post or pre or anything. If you're listening to this after the fact, let me know. Email the show at Baby Mermaid Productions at this is the email. Baby Mermaid Productions at gmail.com. And let me know if that's it, because A pressed Cuban at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. If you're drinking, you're having a good time. That's what, a lot of times, if you're eating at a 7-Eleven, it's at a time where you're not really, I don't know if you necessarily planned it, but you could plan this. This is such a good fucking meal. Like the Cuban sandwich, as far as a $3.99 sandwich that you can get pressed for free, and just tell them to keep it on there a little bit longer because they never keep it on long enough. You want it a little bit crispy on the outside. Get that pressed. Mamma mia. Holy shit. The show has been in. Absolutely. That's right, Ian. Ian Strong, pound off. Don't forget to check out Strong Words with Ian Strong anywhere you get your audio podcasts. But he says the show is bananas, BANANAS. That was very difficult to type out. No regrets. Thank you very much. Josh is here. What's going on, Josh? But I feel like there is once you find out that there is not only that regional, but also that like you can't just get when you can't find food like New York is always you can't get pizza, Chicago's pizza, whatever, right? 4011, hell yeah! Shout out to Josh. We were just talking about that. But we were saying the fact that I think we couldn't find like Greek food. And it's a weird thing to say like where's a good and people will say like, oh, you should go here, you should try this. You like, and I know that there are places here, but it was such a huge community in Clearwater, which is not far from where we grew up. Or I grew up at least. And well, Dom, she was kind of all up and down Florida, but I was mainly central, like worked there most of my life in Clearwater, Largo area. And I feel that, like Casey's saying, I walked into 7-Eleven all fucked up at 2 a.m. and forgot to put my mask on. Definitely getting corona, but the taquitos were worth it. Yeah, like that. They do. There's a heightened thing of it. The North has taught me things about food as well at gas stations that you guys have cornered the market and perfected eating at gas stations. It's perfect. And it's practical because it's cold as fuck here a lot of times. So if it's cold as fuck, you want to just gas up, go in there, grab a cup of hoagies, order some soup. You can get a nice hot soup and a good fucking sandwich made fresh at like most gas stations up here. That's crazy. That's awesome. And it's still in there. The sandwiches, I would say, even a Rudder sandwich, guys, I know I shit on Rudders a lot. I apologize to Rudders, but fuck. Rudders is gross a lot of times. It's just kind of gross to think about eating there sometimes. But I feel like you could still get a sandwich there at Rudders that's better than Subway. Funniest gas station. Funniest gas station, but I've ever heard. Oh, a bit. No, that's not even like there's not even having like the regional. I appreciate that, Josh. Thank you very much. It's not. I don't even mean that. Like it's not a. I have not even. I've thought about this. Rudders sucks so much fucking dick, Manny. You're absolutely right. Okay, so I do have support on this. I don't want to see. As soon as I said the Rudders thing, whoever was watching, there was somebody watching on. I lost to somebody, a viewer on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, that was a Rudders person. And now they're gonna go tell Rudders, and Rudders gonna come to the. You don't fucking like it. No, I don't fucking like you. Tell me what you specialize in. Everybody else advertises what they look. Wawa, they make incredible sandwiches. They have Hoagie Fest. You go to Sheets, they're like, hey, fries. Everything you get at Sheets, they ask you if you want fries as a condiment. At Sheets, fries is a condiment. They tell you. Every other gas station is telling you what they specialize in food. Royal Farms in Maryland. If you go to Royal Farms, you can go there and get some pretty good fried chicken. It's pretty good compared to like again, yes, for getting it at a gas station, absolutely. But as far as like fast food fried chicken, it's still kind of up there. Much like these other competitors and their sandwiches. Tell us what you fucking specialize in. Get it out there, Rudders. What do you do? What are you? God damn it. You guys absolutely have mastered gas station food. Got tons of pounding off over here. And not in a good way. No, it is a good way. It's so practical. If you guys didn't realize, there's something in Florida that we did a thing where, like, you, from where the gas pumps are and to where you can walk, we, like, there's a covered part for all the people that are by the gas pumps that you can cross to do that. I don't understand how you guys don't get that yet. It snows here. Like, give them a little bit of relief. Get them one covered spot that they can walk over. Like, it's not the end of the world. What the fuck? We have trucks in Florida too. There's no reason you can't do that. I'm not ever going to judge someone for eating meals at gas stations, ever. Look at me. I can't judge anybody. But look, you got to get it right. I was living in I can't remember which pill was the non-matrix. I was living in that world thinking, like, 7-Eleven's a pretty good place to eat. You can go get the pizza, chicken wing. The chicken wings are pretty good. Come on. I was living in a fucking lie. I move up here and you guys eat almost everything at gas stations. And I love it because it's good food. You guys said, how do we make the gas station food better? Not how do we make some pretty good food at a gas station. It's always depressing. I always see, like, construction workers eating at a 7-Eleven. I'm like, what are you doing? Wawa went down to Florida. Oh, mama mia, they took over. They are on every corner now. And I was blown away. Part of the reason I wanted to move to Pennsylvania was because I wanted to be closer to Wawa and where it started. I didn't know it was in Jersey. And, even if I did, I'm going to say in Pennsylvania. Redders was so all right. We got more pounding off over here. Again, if you're listening to the show, you can catch the show live every. Hold on now. I know that now we're back on schedule every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. You can catch the show, and you can ask to join in live on Instagram Live at Baby Mermaid Productions, or you can just watch live and pound off through the comments on Facebook at Gross Domesticated Podcast page, or on my. I also share that link on my personal page. Friend request me, Pat George. If you want to message the show, babymermaidproductions@gmail.com, and make sure that you subscribe to the audio only version wherever you get your shows. There is no limit anymore. All the shows are available. So if you want to listen to past shows, they're right there. I love being in your ears, baby. All right. So we got lots of pounding here. Rudder sucks dick. We Red Oak, we went over that. Manny, thank you so much. We also have, hold on. Erase that right there. We also have Rudders is the Aquafina of gas station food. Thank you. Yeah, that is very well put, Ian. Like, it's there, and if it's the only thing, I guess, like, but really a lot of times I've stopped at gas stations. Rudders doesn't have any other kind of water but, like, their brand of water, and that fucking bums me out. It really bums, because I feel like they're filling up the bottles in the back. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, they're sealed, but do you have a thing that seals them? I don't trust you, Rudders. I don't like it. But yes, very well put. If we're putting it into water standards, Aquafina is definitely bottom of the list. It was me. What? What up, B? Yeah, oh yeah. We got some pounding. There's some co-pounding here. We got some co-pounding. We got because my Instagram keeps fucking up. Rofo chicken. Yeah, Royal Farms chicken. We got Heather pounding off about that, right? So Rofo, I didn't know that was a shorthand for Royal Farms. Rofo chicken is made by Aunt Jemima. It's fucking good chicken. Like, it's one of those things that, like, that's it's not like necessarily a well kept secret because it's just consistently fucking. It's a what's the other one that's on the? It's more. I think it's more southern. I think it's Chester's or something like that. I see it in a lot of times in like those Love's gas stations. Those man, that's pretty good fried chicken too. Not as good as Royal Farms, but close. Um, Rofo though, I like that. That's fucking awesome. Chicken made by Aunt Jemima. Kevin says, will the gas stations go out of business when electric vehicles take over? No, because then they'll just be electric stations, Kevin. I feel like it's going to be a pretty easy transition because they already have those little pumps. I think they're just going to make, they're kind of like, you know how like diesel is almost all the way at the end of the pumps now? They kind of moved it. By the way, I saw this guy on on unload on this dude for pumping his regular gas at the diesel pump, and it was like uh, all of the other pumps were also like I'm also a customer, but he needed only diesel and he wasn't doing it fast enough, but he was I can't remember what it was. It was like he was like honking the horn or something like that and just kept yelling at him, like went past him. And then the guy was like, fucking, what, like, fuck you or whatever. And the guy stopped, got out of his truck, and then was like, what? He's like, you picked the wrong guy. You picked the wrong guy. And he's like, what'd you say? And he said, I said you need a hug. And the guy was just like, whatever, man. Like, obviously, this guy had it was two gentlemen together. I think they were coworkers, but I think the guy maybe thought that they were lovers. I'm putting a lot on these people, obviously, but there was a lot of tension on both sides. Uh, it could have been easily. There was no hate speech thrown. That's why I do question my theory, and I will point out is only a theory. I was waiting for a couple F words to fly that aren't the fuck word. Okay, the other one, fag. That's what I thought he was going to call him. I thought he was going to start saying that, and I was just like waiting to go. Like, I don't even know. I'm not going to film it. I'm not going to be one of those people. Do I break it up? Do I say, hey man, shut the fuck up? Do I, do I just let them have it out? Because then, if there's weapons, it's a gas pump. I'm not done filling up. I gotta go. It was a whole thing, but it's very interesting. I think it'll just be electric stations, though. I think they'll eventually put it back. What's going on, Lemaire? Hey, how's it going? Lemaire's here. We got some more pounding here. That's why it's good. Yeah, hell yeah. Um, uh, it makes sense. Rofo equals best fried chicken. Maryland equals first slave plantation. Oh my god, that's weird. It's like deep rooted in the tradition of horribleness of this country. Oh fuck. But it's delicious. I mean, I gotta say, all of that terrible history is just wow. I was a viewer on Facebook that left. Oh, thank God. Okay. So I thought it was Manny. Okay, that's good. That's what he was explaining earlier. It was him because it's Instagram. Okay. Sorry, I'm catching up on all the pounding here now, guys. I'm over here on the left, right here. Pat, did you hit up that hypnotism show? I've been excited to ask of your experience. Oh yeah, I forgot that was right. Yeah, I was very skeptical, and still kind of am of the hypnotism person. I went to the show. Dom and I went to the show, saw that and it was very entertaining either way. And I don't think the guy is necessary. It just felt weird and scammy. The thing about it from the audience perspective, and I'm not saying like um I have no perspective to give, and I know that people can be hypnotized. It's not a judgment on anybody. I don't know. It's kind of like the same thing of how I think most people feel about ghosts if they haven't seen them or experienced some kind of thing. A lot of times that like, yeah, I like of course I want to believe that there is a power out there that people can have to go like to and not that it's like the movies where they can like just do this and you're underneath, under their spell or whatever, but that they can lull you down and do whatever. It's not I'm saying that from the audience perspective as you're watching the show almost all of the applause seemed like it was him just saying like applaud, like that's the like he makes the applause the trigger for a lot of the things that he's like making the people do. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. As a performer, this guy's getting paid, right? He does have a specialty, but like it's not necessarily like his sense. He like he when he did comment and he was in the moment and he was like, this guy's fucking hilarious or this is whatever. Because there was one guy that I guess was the way he explained it, and I don't I it was like if you're a little bit drunk, uh, and you get hypnotized, and you're like a person who can be hypnotized, and you're hypnotized, it magnifies your drunkenness. So he was this like he kind of looked like I'm trying to think of the basketball player. And again, we were sitting all the way in the back of the room, but he was a really tall, skinny black guy, and he kind of I think Kevin Durant, is that right? Like that's who like I kept like because it was like I don't know it's the Comedy Zone and we're sitting literally in the back of the room, but he looked like that. He kind of had that build like a big tall, and he was just like all of the he was on board for all of it. He was into it for whatever hypnotism is live. He was into it, but like all of the triggers, all the thing he was like, okay, so to make them do a thing, they're gonna act like I just farted, clap, and then they're gonna that'll be the thing. And it's like, all right, well, clap and laugh. So like as a performer, it like that part of me is kind of like, so he's getting paid whatever he is to come in here and go like clap like Jeb Bush. He's just Jeb Bushing it. He's Jeb Bush the hypnotist, and he's saying clap and laugh, clap and laugh. Please clap and laugh. So like even the skill that I can do, I can't even invoke that thing from you. So make them clap and laugh. Get them to clap and laugh. Don't just say like or clap and laugh, clap and laugh, clap and laugh, and then they'll do the thing. Like, all right, you did the thing. It's I don't know. That part really bothered me. That and the other people walking around the room felt like church. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I'm looking up Kevin Durant real quick. Actually, I'm gonna do it on my phone because I put my keyboard in a weird fucking spot. Um, but there was, yeah, I didn't. I those two things, as far as my perspective from uh as an audience member, those were a little off-putting. But overall, like if that was the case, yeah, he kind of like he reminded me of Kevin Durant. Oh no, yeah, I forgot. Didn't he just get into a altercation with what's his face, Michael Rappaport? Oh boy, but yeah, Kevin Durant. That's who I'm talking about. Kind of looked at. It doesn't really matter for the story, but that was the. I felt like that was. So sorry. So like it's not that I don't buy hypnotism. I can't be a person that I can't be somebody that believes in ghosts and Bigfoots and cryptids and aliens and all this other shit and just be like hypnotism is bullshit. But I just don't buy like somebody going like, okay, everybody. But like I saw how he did it, and I'm not going to explain everything. I'm not going to say the whole show. Uh, but we do have we have hypnotism apologist Manny Santiago pounding off in the comments, as well as hypnotist uh recipient hypnotism recipient hypnotized hip the hypnotized as well. Heather was somebody who also went to one of those shows and was somebody that went up on stage. So we got some people. Charles would call people who like writers psychopaths. Absolutely, and I do agree with that. And I would second that with Charles if he said that. Not psychopaths necessarily, but if you have a choice, like if you had writers and the sheets or even close to each other, and you're like, I prefer that, or I'll go there, or it doesn't. If you said it doesn't matter, I would be like, whoa, come on, it doesn't matter. If you don't mind just eating garbage food, that's whatever. But if you're just gonna say it doesn't matter, bullshit. Um, Heather said, yeah, at the Comedy Zone, it was so weird. So yeah, I don't think that it's not real. I don't know about it sometimes with the I don't I obviously people are being hypnotized, but I don't sometimes I do feel like there's a level of wanting to feel a part of it. But there's also the things that there's people that say it is mind over matter if you believe in hypnotism. So it kind of is like church. It is a faith in it. So like I don't know if I can be hypnotized. I don't believe I can. I tried all the things that they did. Again, I won't give away everything for the show, but because there was cool things. I don't think I realized that, and maybe that was explained to me once with through from Manny, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, Manny. But there are methods that they use to uh, try to find people in rubes in the audience to hypnotize, and I tried all the things and none of the things worked, and I really tried. I fucking really tried, damn it. But there's just a weird churchy feeling to it. But John saying Kevin Durant is too busy calling Michael Rappaport a pussy, right? Yeah. So yeah, John was John Montag, Aspro and Art Dick of the show. He's back as well, by the way, making those wonderful photoshops. And we got to go over the hacks bracket as well, my friend, because I'm a little upset that I'm not in the finals. But we'll go over that in a minute. John Montag, wonderful man, already ahead of us. Like I was looking up this Kevin Durant thing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I already knew about that." He knew it. He already knew what he looked like. I was saying the right guy. He's hypnotizing the audience by telling them to clap and laugh. Full circle hypnotism. Yeah, that's like I feel like that's like low level hypnotism. That's just so is Jeb Bush a hypnotist? So when he's like finishes his speech and he just goes, please clap. That's him, like that's low grade hypnotism. That's scary. I definitely don't want to. I'm glad that he didn't win. Fuck. God damn. I'm a little nervous now. If we have politicians that know how to hypnotize. He hypnotizes the people on stage by hypnosis, but also hypnotizes the audience by suggestive thought hypnotism. No, he's Jeb Bush in it. This is the same thing as the Mandela effect, Manny, and I don't like it. This is the same thing of calling of me just going like it's like it's trial and error. I'm just gonna say, please, so like because there's people there. I think those are all the half-ass people that believe, or the people that believe. So those people that believe are gonna be the one. Like I was, he just says clap and laugh. I'm like, I'm not just gonna clap and laugh. You didn't do anything. Like, what are you doing? That's not how. Okay, right now, if you can, if you're in a position, if you're working at home, if you're able to, wherever you are right now, just imagine, just right now, nothing has happened to do it. Just start clapping and laughing. How fucking unnatural would that feel? Now I'm in a public realm in front of strangers, and now you're asking me, and most of the lights are kind of up because they need to, the people that are walking around taking donations, no, they're not taking donations. I'm just joking. But the people, that's what it just reminded me of. The people walking up and down the aisles, like getting the people that are pre-hypnotized, need to see. So like you're just sitting there next to other people, and they're saying he's good, clap and laugh now. Watch, they'll do a thing. No, you do a thing. You're the performer. You perform. So I don't know. Maybe I just don't have the mind for hypnotism. But wherever you are right now, do it right now. Clap and laugh. Watch. It's awful. I don't even know if that's how I laugh. Disgusting. Not to die for. As overall of that thing. If there was no pandemic and we're just having a good time, it's cool. I feel like there is levels of manipulation that I'm not comfortable with. That's like it's kind of like going to a pyramid scheme, but like I kind of like I think there's some pyramid schemes that work. I mean, how'd they get that car? I voted for you, Pat. Even over Manny. Wow. I appreciate that, Ian. Thank you so much. We got lots of pounding over here. Manny is a full hypnotard. Okay, thank you so much, John. I do agree with that. Yep. Cheaper than paying them. Yep. Did he not did you not have to pay him? Did he give you the non-smoke? So, oh no. He gives you non-smoking sometimes. He does those things too. He does like the if you like, oh, you want to learn how to be good at money? Hypnotism. Boosh. And that's why I don't think I like hypnotism, because hypnotism is this thing where they're like, hypnotism, boom, you don't smoke. And it's never that easy, guys. I don't think it's ever that easy. You have to want to not smoke. That guy, I don't know if he wanted to quit smoking. Maybe his girlfriend or somebody wanted him to quit smoking, or his fiance or whatever. But that's always awkward too when they ask. Anytime, it's been a while since I've seen that in a live performance, but anytime a live performer asked a person, like, and then they come up and then they say, "Oh, is that your wife?" Like, "Oh no, you guys married? You guys together?" Like that whole thing is so I've missed that awkwardness of those interactions so much. I really have. I truly have missed that. So that part, 5 stars for that part. When he goes, "Oh, is that your wife?" And then he's like, "Fiance," and he wasn't hypnotized yet. So yeah, I think that's pretty funny. It was experiencing a different level of consciousness. I see, and that's what I'm saying. So like meditation, there's like, so is this like, so how I kind of pictured it was like hypnotism was kind of like a forced meditation mixed with manipulation. So that element I'm not on board with. I don't necessarily love the like sleep sleep hypnotism, as Manny said. I didn't notice that as much, but I did enjoy that sleep, sleep. What if I just put somebody? What if Heather? Are you okay? Are you up? Did I just put her out? I can't remember his trigger. And I like how he's like, "Oh, it wears off." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It wears off. What kind of witchcraft is this? Do you know how to do long form magic, or is this just short form? Bitch, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of fucking lame ass. I honestly, it's just look. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I liked it, guys. I think I'm realizing how much I actually dislike hypnotists. They're lazy. You clap and laugh. You do it. Like you're standing right next to them, go ha ha ha, and like just do that. Like they'll think it sound like they're fucking hypnotized. Hypnotize them to hear a bunch of clapping and laughing, and then that way everybody wins. You want to talk about hypnotism loop? There it is. We got some more pounding off here. We're all hypnotized by the media. Thank you so much, Kevin. Kevin's pounding off hard there. He does fully subscribe to his newsletter. You can only get it by meeting him at his mailbox, and he will hand it to you laminated. He does have a selfie stick that he's altered so he can reach it. It's more than 6 feet, so we're okay. He's very safe. Ian's also saying I voted for. Yeah, I appreciate that. I read that earlier. Sorry, I'm out of loop here. John's saying, "Hey, you're loved, just not loved more than Naeem Ali. You lost fair and square. Take your lumps like a damn man." Well, Dad, fuck you, John. No, I don't give a shit. I will confirm that Ian folded under the lightest of threats. Nice. I like that. So he was conflicted, but I do appreciate that. Manny says it's like when you host a show. Uh, when you host a show, when the host of the show says, "Clap your hands for the next comic," and people clap for the next comic. It's nothing like that. That's just to greet the next person. That's like, hey, there's dead silence. I guess you're right. You're absolutely right. It should be keep it going for, because I started it. Now keep it going for. I do appreciate that, Manny. Also, I voted for Pat. Uh, actually, I voted for Manny, so that's true. I did not. I feel bad because I did not vote for. In the second round, I did not vote for. God damn, who was I going against? Al. But I did vote for Naeem, so that might have been on me. Did I vote for Naeem? Oh, did I vote? I know I shared it. Fuck, did I vote? Oh my god, is that no? I definitely lost by more than that. Ian saying I said I could not and I would not choose between you and Manny. After being told to choose or die, I chose. I'm sorry, Manny. I appreciate it, Manny. All right, Ian. I appreciate Manny as well, guys. Just to be known, I want to be known. I also appreciate Manny, uh, but solely because you bought me Waffle House. That was the deciding factor. I did buy Ian lunch afterwards, much like, and I did buy Manny lunch afterwards too. So maybe I'm a crooked politician that's just buying these votes, and I should have bought the other guys lunch as well. Fuck. But I appreciate the thought. Um, oh, sorry. Manny says, Ian, I don't care. I'm just glad to have been part of it. But I do appreciate the thought. I do that. Vote or die. Welcome to the new America. That's what John says. Manny one Manny won most humblest in the bracket. That's nice. He's Mr. What is it? Mr. Congeniality. Casey says Heather went up and came back remembering only a brief moment when a guy was faking on her. The hypnotist said the guy I'm assuming, leaning on her was doing energy exchange that helped her fall deeper. Falling. That's weird. Wait, what? The guy fell on her. Some guy was pressing his body against her and said it was just an energy exchange, not faking falling. He said when they hear laughing, it makes them fall deeper. I think time's up for hypnotism is patriarchal, oppressive practice. Ain't never heard of a female hypnotist. That's true. Wow, John, I'm honored. Yeah, I think that's a weird thing. By the way, Manny's not honored by the the oppressive patriarchal practice of hypnotism. He's honored by the most humblest. Um, he, I don't know, man. That's weird. I am not saying I would never. I can't discount somebody's experience. I can't discount somebody saying that they were hypnotized by a person. That part kind of scares me, except for the fact that they were willing to do it. Like it can't just be like, boom, you're hypnotized. But the fact that they were like, oh, you know, who wants to be hypnotized? And then they kind of like, so I don't know. I did enjoy it. I don't. I believe it. Like I'm not saying that I don't believe it. I just don't. I don't know if I believe. I can't believe that everybody up there was all like, and he's even saying they're not as some aren't as hypnotized. Some people fall in and out of it. Blah blah blah. But oh, he is honored by that. Finally, something only men can do. Yeah, that's honestly Manny. That point, what you're saying, he says no. He is honored by the patriarchal oppressiveness of hypnotism. Finally, something only men can do. You know, Manny, that's actually a really good point, and that's why I support RuPaul's Drag Race. Dom is a huge fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, and honestly, I like watching it too. I watch it with her all the time because I love the fact that it's the last male-dominated show on TV. Only men are there's like three women on that show, and the fact that that has been like award winning, it is um it's uh, seen as what is it progress like super progressive and it's game changing. It's beautiful. It's honestly, it's visually stunning. It not only wins for, I think RuPaul had just won an Emmy. I don't know. I can't remember if that's right or was nominated for. Men are, yes, and that's right. Absolutely. Men are better at being women. That show proves that men are better at everything. Content in the show, writing the show, dressing themselves for the show, doing their own makeup for the show. They're like, oh, women, oh, you need a makeup artist, you need a hairdresser, you need all this stuff. We will do all of it. We'll make it the show, and we will get along for the most part. We'll bust each other's balls, but then we will get over it. Like, I'll go, you look like a piece of shit that should die in an alley. And then the next week, we'll be best friends, not say, you remember when you said you should die in an alley? It's just better. So, like, I would love for somebody to argue that point. True, Manny. Men really do make the hottest women. See, we're all on the same page here. Me, John Montag, Manny Santiago, all think men are better at being women. Drag queens are not women, just men too fabulous to dress in other men's clothes. Some no, I'm just saying, but yeah, but they say ladies. They say it's fun. We're having fun, Kevin. Some of the hottest women I know look like men. There was actually Shangela, I believe. Manny, would make such a hot one. Manny, absolutely. Honestly, that's the next thing. Okay, so Manny, I went to a hypnotism show. Now I know, and I know you've been. I'm sure you've been to shows, but now I want to put you in a drag show. I don't know if we know any drag queens that could do Manny's makeup, or maybe Manny, if you want to try it, go for it. You got plenty of time during COVID. Let's see Lady Manny. If Kate, if no Casey, God damn it, I'm trying to think. Mike, he's living with Mike, but does he still have it? I'm trying to think of somebody that like is either is vaccinated or willing to risk their life to make Manny look like a pretty lady. I went to a hypnotism show. Yeah, that's right. So, what's the point? Who gives a shit, Manny? You now have to dress like a lady. I didn't take part in it. Yeah, I didn't take part in it because I did take part in it. You're wrong. I did. I was in the fucking thing and I tried to do the whole thing. I tried to be hypnotized, Manny, and it wouldn't take. So now you got to try to be a drag queen, see if it takes. I think you would be John and I think you would be a lovely drag queen, and I think that you should try it. You should go try it. I think you should try it, Manny. You should open up your mind, Manny. I did take part in it, but it didn't take because my mind is too strong, surprisingly. Manny needs let's gas Manny up so much to the point that he transitioned. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just keep going. Manny needs to get into or intro the sumo fight with a drag show opener. No, he could be our lady. He could be our ring girl. Manny, you want to be a ring girl for a sumo competition in July? You got plenty of times to practice your drag walk. Um, well, Manny, I love it. See, Kevin, you're on our side again. Now you're back over here saying, I think Manny should be a drag queen. No, he was just clarifying the fact that they're not ladies. But they say, ladies. And it's like, bitch, motherfucker. They say, they're so mean to each other. And it's like, it just kind of like they argue, they do, but it never gets like, it's like the perfect reality show. There is drama, there is shit talking, but also it's like, yeah, they just go, whatever, dude. They just move on. It's so cool. It's really fun. I really like that show a lot. Not how any of this works. Manny, you're gonna do it. There wasn't a deal of it. So if you do this, I do this. I know, Manny, you are not new to the show. You're not new to friendship with me. You should understand we do things on the fly. I went to a hypnotism. I was at a show on top of a mountain. I said, you know what? Let's go to a hypnotism show tonight. But you did invite me way earlier. I look, Manny. It's just a deal. It's now a deal. You posthumously shook on it. We're shaking on it now, which you are still not consenting to. I do understand that. But even now, it still works retroactively. Just show up at HMAC. Odds are there's a drag show. Yeah, honestly, yeah. That's true. Manny as a drag ring card girl for a sumo match. Book it. Let me do it. Hold on. Here it is. Sorry.
Book it.
And now that's verbal confirmation that Manny is, in fact, going to be the drag ring card girl for the sumo match. Casey says, I don't want Manny to steal Mike from me. No, don't worry. He won't be that convincing. I mean, especially if he's doing it himself. It won't be like one of those things of like, damn. I mean, and honestly, Casey, I think he already has. Manny has Mike's heart for sure. And that's okay. You know what? Because you do as well. And as long as he's willing to share it. Didn't I say you guys should get like a 3-way like locket, or didn't you guys get a locket or something? That'd be hilarious. Manny has the ring girl. Yes. Yeah. Don't forget to include it in the poster. It's going to be there. Manny is anti-drag. Let it be known how narrow-minded he is. Stop being a drag hate Manny. Manny, honestly, John is pounding off here, and he's it's pretty clear that you're filled with hate. So you need to stop that. And you need to learn from, like, we're not saying you're a bad person, Manny. You just need to learn from this. You tried to hypnotize me. Didn't work. Now I'm going to fabulize you. You are now a drag queen. You have to be. It's not even a punishment. Honestly, it's fun. Dresses are comfortable, Manny. Let me tell you. I was one year, again, this was a different time. For Halloween, I was a bearded lady. And I tell you what, man, a fucking dress is comfortable as fuck. Dresses are nice. I don't understand, like, and this is, I know that this has been brought up before, but I don't understand why it's the way it is. Why women are like, you have to wear dresses and men have to wear pants, because like men have the stuff in the middle that we need, like, we could air out like that. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it, Manny. I gotta sumo wrestle, man. I can't fucking do double duty. I gotta get my head right before the match, bro. I'm the main event. I can't have it be a thing where, you know, Manny, if you're not on board with this, I don't understand why you even made the deal in the first place. Why did you say, Pat, if you go to this hypnotism show and you don't get hypnotized, I will be the sumo drag queen ring girl for your match? You don't have to be sumo. You'll be the drag ring card girl for your sumo match. Why did you make that deal, Manny? If you weren't comfortable with fulfilling it, because you really thought I was going to be hypnotized. I told you, Manny, this thing ain't just a Dana dangler, okay? Ain't just a hat rack, brother. I use this thing for a lot of stuff. Stopping soccer balls, posting and jujitsu. Sometimes I use my head. Just saying. Yo, Manny in drag, but not playing the part at all, just acting like he normally would, is the best bet. That's a good angle too, Manny. That's an option. I would take that too. Kind of like it's a living kind of thing. I like that. Or just Manny in full drag, just Manny skating, Manny in drag. Oh man, you would break every ankle you ever had. Every single ankle you had, Manny, would be broken, and I wouldn't want that for you. You don't have to skate. Don't worry. Bring your skateboard, though, for pictures. I sound like a mom at prom. Bring your skateboard for pictures. Ron Big Preem's pounding off. He says Montague, and and he never once addressed that that he's in drag. Yeah, I think that would be great. If he never addresses once at all, like just regular old Manny, but in full drag. And in that case, I would pay somebody like a professional to like fucking drag it the fuck up. Like you're opening up a pit for breakdown. Drag it the fuck up. Like that's what I want. I would bring Manny in. I would go to the person. I'd hand them the check, and I'd point to Manny and go, "Drag it the fuck up." Look at this. You see this here? Drag it the fuck up. I want drag head to toe. Actually, you know what? Comfortable shoes, because maybe I do want him skating. And a sensible dress, short enough that it's not going to show anything. We don't, he's a lady after all, and not too long, not evening gown style, because we don't want him to like trip up on it. But I want to see a kickflip 940 in full drag, all taped up too. The bits, everything taped up. Drag it the fuck up. That's what I like. Manny, let's do this. I'm not gonna do it. It is my show. You're right, Manny. It's my show, but it's just the sensibility of it. You got to do it. I know a bunch of drag queens that can help. Manny, you. If they can help, you become a drag queen. Perfect. Let's get in contact with them. If they're who you feel most comfortable with, Manny, you're gonna be drag queen. Kilts, baby, best in both worlds. Oh yeah, but that's more like a skirt. But you're right. I guess you're right. I mean, hey, Ian, don't get me wrong. I've split plenty of pants down the middle. I've split my fair share of pairs, my friend. My fair share of pairs have been split right down the middle. It's just, and you know the feeling. Just you're just sitting there and you're like, what the fuck? And you just kind of feel a nice breeze, and you're like, oh boy, there's a hole in my crotch, big old hole, big split right down the middle. Done that plenty of times. That's kind of like a kilt. Same idea. You don't hate them, man. You shut up. Casey says she's referring, or sorry, Heather's talking to Casey says, "Fuck a lock, I'd get a friend. Let's get friendship rings." Oh, okay, friendship rings. That'd be cool. Wait, I missed something. Is Manny doing drag? Well, you know what, Heather? I wish he would. I think Manny is not being a team player. He's not really being a true peep in this sense, and he's not. He made a deal that if I went to the hypnotism show and I didn't get hypnotized, that he would do full drag and he would be the ring card girl for our sumo match in July. And now he's welching on the bet, and I don't understand why he's doing that. I've John saying I've got heavy bones. Always. Also, anyone have any eyeliner? Yeah, why not? Just shout them out in the show. John saying, Ian says, I've blown out some crotches. I've also ripped my pants before. Yeah, it's tough. It's a big guy problem a lot of times. It's about where the pants sit. I feel like that's kind of where you wear a lot, and then the thighs rubbing. Big guy problems all the time. Well, guys, it's really been fun having COVID and then being forced into dressing like a woman to appease a bunch of white people. But I'm out. Manny, we love you. I hope you feel better, buddy. If you need anything, please let me know. Manny, just Manny. None of you. I'm not going to give any of you anything else. But Manny, you, please, just buy a dress on Amazon that you think would look nice and just try it out. And please feel better. Yes. Get well soon, Manty. John says. Also, Heather says he'd make a fantastic Diana Ross. Yeah, that hair. Oh, see, that's the thing, Manny. I think that's what he's just. It's that Spanish blood in him. You know what I mean? He's got that Latin blood. The machismo. You can't have a bunch of men sitting there telling him how cute he is. But come on, he's a cute guy. Come on, Manny. Enjoy it. Embrace your natural curl, just like I did. But yeah, Manny, feel better, and we'll see you in July for sure. Hopefully, he'll be COVID free by that time. Yeah, that was. I have no idea exactly how we got on that, or we were talking about the male dominated shows, But the hypnotism thing in general, I would enjoy. I still would like to see like there was always I always had an interest in like psychics or like mediums and shit like that, and not giving them anything, not doing the tricks. But I feel like a lot of times then that would just be a waste of money. So unfortunately, there's a hard there's a hard there's like a weird chasm with it. Again, I do kind of believe, like, I would believe in ghosts in the afterlife. I've discussed that plenty of times. But like, I don't know if I'd necessarily believe in psychics or mediums, but I think I do. How can I again completely poo-poo something like any other manipulation? I feel like hypnotism is just kind of a manipulation or like a trick. But so kind of is mediumness sometimes, or psychics sometimes, but not all the time. So I the only way I got to the point where I actually truly believed in like paranormal stuff was having a personal experience. So I haven't had a personal experience. Now I've personally gone to a hypnotism show. I participated as much as I could or was able to, and was not in the show and not necessarily convinced any other way, but do come to more of an understanding and way less judgment. I feel like I felt like there's a lot more judgment going in because I didn't understand it, guys. And that's what learning is all about. Am I right, guys? Manny is out of here trying to crush a pussy. He doesn't want to dress. Well, you know what? Sometimes that's in. Casey, you may be right, but also maybe that might help. Hey. Because if you're a straight guy that wears a dress and you're comfortable in that skin, sometimes that can be attractive to ladies. Confidence. He he oozes so much masculine sexuality that he transcends going drag. Well, there you go, Ian. That might be right. That actually, you know what? I agree. He oozes a lot of stuff. I've seen his ears. That's weird. I know that's a weird sentence. But yeah, like I said, we were uh not long after that. I think I can't remember when that was exactly, but I feel like that was right before we left, because that was we left that Monday. And so that's why we didn't I was actually planning on trying to stream whenever possible. I had all my equipment when we left for Florida, but we left after the hypnotism show. I think we went Saturday night to the late show on our way back from the show that I did. Where the Holtwood, PA, which was crazy. That was on top of a mountain. And when we walked into the show, damn, I forgot. It's been that long. We walked into the into the venue, which was like a Hunters Association fucking somewhere. Great show, by the way, put on by Greg. No, Greg Nolan, right? I want to make sure I get that right. Greg Nolan. I just know him as Greg. I don't know if I ever formally know his last name. But he put on the show. He said that when he went into, or the day, I think it was the day of the show, he was like, "Oh, great! So we're Greg Nolan." And he is this dot guys dot a dot joke on Instagram. He's got to change that, but it's Greg Nolan, GregNolan, or Nolan. And he's the guy that at least invited me to be on the show. And that was a lot of fun, but it was a little nerve wracking at first for me, but it was, I think, continuously nerve wracking for some of our darker complexion people. Like Josh Dway was there, Damien was there, um, Charles showed up. He did a guest spot. Joe showed up, did a guest spot. Joe Almet. Mike was there with Casey. It was a fucking great night. And we were talking about it. They reminded us, oh, yeah, the hypnotism guy's there. So we're like, yeah, we'll go to the late show. But that show ended up being a lot of fun. I wasn't so nervous about the crowd, as far as like the people in the crowd, but they were a Hunters Association crowd, a nice VFW crowd, some young people, some other people, and they're people that I tried to remind everybody, these people bought a comedy ticket. They don't necessarily have whatever their expectations, you can't control them. So just have a good time. They're just a comedy crowd. Just go do your comedy how you want to do it. Adjust in the moment if you need to. You know what I mean? Have some fun. Because it was weird, first of all, being in a big crowd. Also, when you walk in, they told us multiple times, like, and I reiterated to Dom afterwards, and like the feeling of it. They said, "Oh, you don't have to wear a mask in here," and like, and I thought I heard them say that, but I was like, I was talking to Dom or something like that, and when I turned around and she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" She's like, "Yeah, you don't have to wear that in here," and I was like, how she was saying it, and I confirmed this with Dom later, was more of a, it's probably you're safer if you don't wear it, like kind of thing of, these people are those people that will could attack you otherwise. So and again, I've been vaccinated, so I felt fine. I asked Dom, I reiterated to her that we can leave if you need to, if you didn't feel comfortable or anything. But she's like, no, we'll find a corner. I'll try to be. And this area, to be completely honest, where we performed was such a hike up this mountain that I don't know if any of them have necessarily, interacted with other people besides their hilltop town. So they could just be these people, these hill people, in the middle of nowhere, having a great time on top of a mountain. But I had a great time performing there. I want to thank Greg for having me. The day of the show, he got there. He said or he was getting ready. I think that's how he was explaining it. The woman that he was putting the show on with and planning the show with informed him like, oh yeah, everything should be set up, blah blah blah. And just to let you know, I won't. I'm not going to be there. I quit. And he's like, so he was a little freaked out, and I could tell, but it was a lot of fun. Once you get up there and perform, it was a lot of fun to do that. But we left from there and went right to the Comedy Zone for the hypnotism show. So that was cool to just make it just in time to catch most of the show. Actually, most of the main the headliner guy, the hypnotist. Weird that they want you to respect their decision not to wear them so much that they pressured you for wanting to. Yeah, it is kind of weird. But it was a thing of like the woman herself was saying like, hey, psst, like they almost, we took down the no mask signs just in case, but you know you know and if they're mostly armed, hey, be careful. But it was so much fun to do a longer set again and again. I can't thank Greg enough. Oh my god, it was so much fun to do that set. I have another show I think coming up, but I need to be better. I need to be better at a lot of this stuff, but I need to get back into the swing of promoting shows because there's shows again. So also, if you would like to book me, please book me. I would love to do shows anywhere up and down the East Coast. If you are hearing my voice and you like hearing it, or you want to hear funnier things that I said that I've planned better, that are funny, proven funny. People love them. They go ha 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 ha, and I don't have to fucking ask them. I don't go, hey, here's the that was the end of the joke. Clap and laugh if you've liked it. You know what I mean? If it evokes laughter, you get laughter. If you want clapping and laughter, you get it by earning it. Don't ask for it, fucking earn it. And just because you whispered some stuff into these strangers' ears doesn't mean you earned it. Get it. Get me to laugh. I'm going to be on your show in April. Yeah, that was one thing. I forgot about that. When are we recording that? I know that's in my calendar. You know what? I'm asking Ian things through the comments. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun things coming up. A lot of things that are worth dying for. Let me tell you what. Oh boy, not just Chili's either, my friend. But on our way to and like on their way to Florida and on the way back from Florida, both ways, I came across a weird phenomenon. Let me just put it under the phenomena umbrella, just like everybody else, because it's just something that's probably explainable, uh, but was crazy to me. I use Waze because Waze warns you about where police are. Also, I don't understand the hidden option for police or how you find them, I guess, after the fact, but I guess it's maybe after you go past them. But if they're hidden, there's a lot of times where like they'll say like, "Oh, there's a cop up here, hidden," and then you get up to that point, and then there's like a thing that says, "Are they still there?" I don't fucking know. You told me they were hidden. How did you know that there was a cop there in the first place? If they're hidden, because if they're hidden, you wouldn't see them. Then they'd be in sight. You saw them. So are they still there? I don't know. Where were they? Put a descriptor button. And then again, a lot of prompts and things that they're giving you as you're driving that are dangerous, but I still love them because they do warn you of also the speed limit thing. I know a lot of GPS stuff has the speed limit thing too, but I like the updated. Oh, it's 55 here. It's 75, 70 here because of just weird things like that. I usually split the difference between that and the speedometer. But on my way to Florida, I think it started mainly in Georgia. I think Georgia and kind of I want to say Virginia, but I honestly I don't know. Uh, there was a weird thing that was like I just kept getting a notice of cops like every mile or two, like every 2 or 3 miles, I would say there'd be a cop notification. I would get up to that point and it'd say, "Is it still there?" And I'd look and it's like, no, there's no cop. Nobody pulled over. So usually when that happens and you're driving on the highway, you notice, oh, there's a cop up here. If you don't see it there, you usually see it a little bit down the road because they caught somebody or they moved to another part of the road. There was a good stretch, like I feel like it felt like an hour where I continuously got these cop notices every 2 or 3, maybe 4 miles, and there were cop false alarms every single time. There was never ever a cop out there. So is that the cops putting out the notices? Is that some just I just happened to be behind some dickhead Wazer person that was fucking with like is that somebody I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate a good prank every once in a while. Somebody just riding in the back seat of a car that just kept putting up false alarms over and over and over again. I don't mind it so much. I don't care. It just made me drive more. I always pay attention driving. I always hover around the speed limit. I definitely speed, you know. That sounds like a buzzkill. Yeah, it was. It was kind of a buzzkill. But it was a little frustrating to know like there was a continuous warning of like there's a cop up here. No, there's not. There's a cop up here. There's no not. Are they still there? How the fuck should I know? They're hidden. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard today. Thank you very much, Ian. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ian's pounding off in the comments. Like I don't understand. I don't understand that question. You're asking me if there's still a police officer there, and usually there's not. And that was the part where I didn't understand the prank. That would have been a better prank even still. So I can't even necessarily give the person that was doing it the credit of being a prankster because it's really just kind of annoying. Like you annoyed me, but you could have done even better at annoying me if you made every one of those false cops uh hidden, because then they say, is it still there? And be like, oh, I don't know. And now I'm in turmoil because I have no idea what the fuck is going on. You can't even fucking prank me, right, you idiot. But I don't know. if anybody else that uses Waze, if you've experienced that a lot, if like a certain stretch of a drive that you ever came across, because it happened both ways. More, it happened for a longer stretch going south, going down to Florida, but it didn't happen as much on the way back. So I don't know. What if the prankster was a cop? That's what I was thinking. Either a cop that was off dookie, or maybe they were somebody that was like a family of cops, that was just like, and whatever it was, hey, no harm, no foul. I don't give a shit. There was no cops. Overall, when there are no cops, I don't care if you told me there was a cop, there isn't a cop. If you, I like to see the side of the road with no cops on it. That means nobody got pulled over for speeding. Nobody's getting fucking trying to get caught for speeding or anything like that. You're not getting any of the. Knock on wood, have had pretty good luck driving as far as not seeing a ton of like fucked up people on the highway. On the highway, but so I don't know. I don't know the protocol with that. Maybe because there were no cops the whole time. So either there were, if there was a, if there was any kind of, I don't know, like, because at one point, I don't know how paranoid this sounds, but it feels like, are they super duper underfunded at this police? This police force is super underfunded, and they're just like, just make it seem like there is a huge police presence. But I don't know if they can't. I don't know if you can just do that with Waze. I don't think you can just send, like, say, oh, there's a thing over there. I know that if you have to be there, but you're right. So there could have been a cop that was just saying like, oh, I'm going to help out the boys and make everybody, because I drove the speed limit the whole time. Who knows? It could have been it could have been the fear of being, it could have been the fear, could have been just the overall warning. When you get warned of that, anything like that, that's why I like the Waze app, because it does do that. I turn the sound off, but I always give the flashes. It says, hey, oh, hey, fuckhead. So we got, sorry, I'm trying to read. I don't know what Heather's referring to, but apparently Josh is killing her. I don't know if that's, maybe, is that like an admission? Is Josh guilty of a crime now? Who knows? Heather knows. It might just be lagging a little bit. Maybe the thread's lagging a little bit here on the pounding. Um, but yeah, I thought that was, so all this was happening. I had the road trip. I had we're Dom and I were driving. I actually, it's just me that usually drives. We usually do a nice halfway on the way there. Usually stop, if we're coming from the north, stop right at South Carolina as soon as we get around south of the border, usually, but not at south of the border. I thought was closed, which is not closed. I found out not closed, still open. Looked like it was a booming. So I should have stopped, planned to stop there, maybe on the way down again. Um, but we usually do about halfway there, and then both sides. Oh, excuse me. And fuck, where was I? Oh yeah, as I was going down there, that's what I was trying to get into. I wanted to get into the hacks bracket a little bit more. I he obviously announced it. Um, I think that all was going down, like, for some reason when I'm on vacation, and it's because I say for some reason, but I really know it's because I don't really like having to have like the smartphone or social media or any of that bullshit. I know I fucking stream on all of it, and I appreciate having it, but that's just for that. When I don't have to have that, or when I'm not able to do it. So when we're driving down, I was thinking, oh, maybe we'll just jump on Instagram Live and we'll just do an Instagram Live. Maybe I'll save it and post it later if I want, and delete it after that, or I don't know. Well, maybe that. Here's an option. I had the streaming stuff in case I needed that. Uh, but anytime I do that, I want to like, I have the stuff in case I need it. But if I don't, like, again, Monday, I was like, yeah, I'll take today off. Then Wednesday, I was like, oh, today's not really a good day. Can't do that. Friday, you know what? I got some more stuff I want to catch up on. I can't do Friday. And it was, and it, I felt bad, but it was also like, I was like, take some time off. You know, you don't necessarily, this isn't your career quite yet. Um, but take some time off. So each day was kind of like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. I'll take a day off. All right, I'll take it. And then I was like, oh, on the way back. But then Dom had some work stuff she had to do. And the whole time, so if I don't have, like, once that's like in my mind, all right, you're not going to be doing that, then I'll just put my phone down, and I'll just be away from it for a while. And it feels so good. Like, again, at the memorial celebration thing that I was at, it was nice to just not, like, somebody said, like, oh, I texted you hours ago. And I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, I don't know how long I haven't had my phone on me, and how long it's been since I didn't know. I mean, I knew where my phone was, but I didn't know how long it'd been since. And I was like, oh man, it's great catching up with people. It was the person that I was catching up with, Talone. My old work friend Talone. I realized I uncovered a lot of things about Talone that I hadn't realized. Um, I realized that I know more about what Talone, where Talone wants to eat, than I do my own wife. Because we ate lunch together every day for 7 years, pretty much, when we worked together. And it was a lot of fun, but we had quite a few. It's not even like you'd say very heated debates, not even necessarily arguments, because we're friends ultimately. I'm appreciative of you chatting with me when I said I could have used some GDP. As you know, it was a rough day, right? And that's the thing, is like, is I don't realize, I guess, kind of like how I don't realize how crazy certain things sound, uh, coming from old Florida man, until you say them, until you're out of Florida. It's kind of the same way of like, all right, well, when I go down to Florida and I've created all these relationships, like I like realize, like, oh my god, I actually have a very solid, awesome not fan base, friend group in both uh states. We have a very good friend slash support group in both areas, and that's a good feeling when you can cultivate those relationships. And I wouldn't even say necessarily, I mean, it's been 6 years, going, I think, almost 6 years. Or no, it was 6 years, I think, this year, or this is our 6th year up here. And in that short amount of time, you have that many people like checking in or saying stuff like that, um or reaching out to you because they're like, in that, like, in that sense of like, oh, I could have used some cheering up, or, oh, let's, talk to Ian a little bit about losing his kitty cat, and stuff like that, because and also kind of sharing that, I miss my kitty cats right now too, because I'm not with them, and like that being kind of homesick. But overall, check my phone, and like I feel bad because I'm not like talking to people, but I'm also on a, like, it's just so nice to be on a vacation from everything. So it felt nice to recharge and be away from stuff, but it definitely wasn't like a vacation. Aside from hitting up all our food hotspots that were delicious, the only one on that list that isn't like a chain, I think, was Jack's London Grill. So if you're in the St. Pete area, over by 16th Street, 62nd Avenue, near there, around that area, Jack's London Grill, delicious British food, delicious, great curries. Those are incredible. But aside from all the delicious food that we had, it was more of a, it was nice to be off of my, but also I missed it. Like, I also kind of was like, it was one of those things that, like, it's nice to be, to have people want to do it, but it was also nice to, it's so strange. It's such a weird thing. It's kind of, it reminded me of how I felt at the beginning of the pandemic, of like that thing of like, oh, like I miss it, but also I kind of like the break. I also like not feeling the obligation. Like I was like, oh, I made the decision. Like I was like, no, I can't do it today, or I won't be able to do it today, or whatever. But but ultimately it was like, no, that's fine. Like I once that decision is made, it's also nice to go like, kind of good to have. It's nice to not have that. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's like a stress that it's a self-made stress. Like I'm happy that I am able to like have these relationships with people that fuck with what I do. And honestly heard really great things from people down in Florida, that it feels nice to know that I'm not just speaking into an abyss, other than the people that are joining live. You know, once you realize that you're speaking to somebody that, whether you know them or not, whether you they're an old work friend or something like that, like Talone, who I learned a new thing from, even after all these years. He was somebody that, I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know if you can tell by his name. His name is Talone. He was an African American gentleman, and I did make fun of him because he did have uh he kind of met a lot of the stereotypes of like, whether they be considered negative or positive, but just some of the basic uh having multiple kids with multiple ladies, but never smiling in pictures. He never smiles in a picture. What was the other thing? He's he's been arrested, but that obviously, I learned now after all these years that, like, that's not as funny and lighthearted as we think. Like, it's actually kind of a problem. But and then, but also just uh, but then also how many things we related on was really cool. Uh, there was always a thing. He was always a great dad, and I always thought that was funny that um, we joked about each other. He would say, "You're fat." I say, "You're black." And we just have a great day. It was, but we'd have lunch together every day, and we'd talk and joke, and learn about like how our habits and stuff like that, like our preferences, and we talk about like one of the subjects at one point. I don't know. He said he remembers it by me bringing in. I brought in London broil that I had made. London broil is like, again, it's just like a big old hunk of meat. It's I think I think it's just called. I think it's top round. I don't know what the actual cut is, but on the package it says London broil, so that's what I call it. And that's something that you broil, you flip, or I think when I brought it in when we were still working together, it was probably one that I had made on the grill, which tasted fucking awesome. Oh man. And it was a little pink in the middle. So that brought up the topic of how you order your steak. And he made it clear that he's like, I never order stuff. Meaning, if there's even a little bit of pink, I always send it back and make them cook it all the way through. I want well, always well. I was like, what? I mean, if you prefer that, that's one thing. But I said, but why? Like, have you just never even tasted it? He's like, no, I'm not gonna get sick. I said, they're not gonna serve it to you if you're gonna get sick, you dumbass. That's how we talk to each other too. But I convinced him, like, I was like, this, okay, look, this was cooked fully. This is completely, I eat this all the time. I've never had a problem. I had him try some of the London broil, and he was like, wow, that's actually really good. I've never, and I said, it changes. He says, oh, it's a lot, because he had a big problem anytime at that time. Also, when we'd go to another place, we'd go to lunch a lot because it was affordable and it was right by the office, was Subway. So he would always make the person that was picking the bread, or that had the started the sandwich or whatever, when they were taking the bread out, he'd have them squish it in front of him to show them how soft it was, because he didn't want hard bread. He just had a preference. So I said, if you don't like a tougher experience, like meat or bread or whatever it may be, try it like medium. Get it medium or medium rare or whatever it may be. And he's worried about if there's blood, he's going to get sick and all this other stuff. It's just about the temperature. We eventually convinced him, and he informed me actually he showed up to pay respects at the ceremony, and we caught up. We were laughing, having a good time. And he informed me that his daughter to this day now orders her steak that way because he changed the way he ordered his steak that day because of the way of me showing him the joys of a medium steak. And that legitimately stuck with me, like, holy shit, that is that is the weirdest. Maybe it sounds strange to most people, but to me that is like, holy shit, we're really good friends, aren't we? Like, we joke about it and everything, and we've been talking for, I've been up here for 6 years. I had left ever since I left that job. And then he reminded me of another thing that I had forgotten during the COVID time because I hadn't been traveling. But when I was out doing gigs on the road and traveling for comedy and stuff like that, I would, every time I would stop at a mall or a place that would have a sweepstakes, any kind of sweepstakes whatsoever, or any kind of any mailing list I could find, I would always take his personal information and I would enter him for different sweepstakes or raffles or information on things. And he reminded me of one that I forgot, that he says there's two that he still gets all the time, and he still gets reminders of for I signed him up for the gay hockey organization in New York when we went to the Rangers Pride Night in Madison Square Garden when we went to New York City, Dom and I. And while I was there, I was like, oh, yeah, I got assigned to Loan Up because, he wants to get all these emails and updates. He still gets asked about donations for the Gay Hockey League. It is wonderful. I love it. And also, he's also informed on multiple occasions that he's won a cruise. So I don't know what he's complaining about necessarily, but he's entered to win cars, condos, trips to various places, and all over the place. He's entered contests from Ohio to Cincinnati. So he's been all over the place. And and I can't wait to get back on the road. And I'm glad that you reminded me, to be completely honest, because I forgot. Because he does the same thing to me. I get spam emails all the time that say, Fat, if you're interested in a new auto insurance, you can sign up here. Just click here. Hey, Fat, you were interested in this. Hey, Fat, why don't you come back to this? So he signs me up too. It's a fun little game we play. I cannot wait. Getting this little taste of travel back, driving down to Florida and back. I don't mind doing that. We're going to be making probably more trips back and forth whenever we can. So every couple months or so we will, and those will be more. Obviously, we had a lot going on with the ceremony and everything. So if there is when for the future trips to Florida, all of the streaming and everything should not be interrupted whatsoever. All of the Baby Mermaid productions should not have to be halted whatsoever. But we just took a week off, baby. Just took a week off to recharge the batteries, get some Florida garbage in us. And but the next trip will be most likely fully documented. We got some new art that's straight up from an art gallery. Really, I got that at an art gallery. Picture of a goddamn flamingo. I love it. He looks disheveled a little bit. I love this. It's kind of like a flamingo that's been through some shit. It's Florida, baby. Um, Ron says, I have a friend that puts ketchup on well done steak. He genuinely likes it, and I just pretend to not look down on him every time he does it. It's impossible. But it's impossible. That's the thing. But it's not that far from like A1. Ketchup's it's probably even an ingredient. I would assume. But it's strange. I don't look down. If it's your preference, that's your preference. But if you're gonna tell me it's better, I'm gonna say you're wrong. And you cannot say it's better until you try the other thing. I'm not saying that I think that let me just say, like, I don't think that you're a bad person if you eat a well done steak with ketchup. But if you do, you're probably going to be looked at as a bad person. Some people may even say if you're having a steak at all, you're a bad person. Some religions may even say that, but that doesn't actually mean it. It could be your preference. And you know what, Ron? I think you should look down on that person if they're eating a well done steak with ketchup because that's not your preference. But if that person goes, Ron, this is the best way to order a steak. I ordered you one too. I knew I didn't even have to. I don't know why. I immediately went into like a weird, like nasally Trump impression. It's not, you hear that too? My nose is getting stuffed up right at the end of the show. I was a little nervous. I dropped the rental car off today and, I almost called him my COVID driver. My Uber driver was like, as I opened the door, he's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And he's like putting his mask on. I'm like, "Okay, cool." He's putting his mask on, but like the whole time we're driving, he's like, and I'm like, "Oh boy, I hope that's." And his mask started like he's talk and he's a talker. Oh, this guy was a talker. I'm gonna tip him. He was a very nice guy, and he got to me quick and he got me home quick, but he was talking the whole fucking time, talking, coughing, and sniffing. So if I'm stuffy now, check back with me in a couple days. I may not be alive, but I will be back Friday. I will. I hope you will. I love you all. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming back and not forgetting about me in just a week's time. Stanley didn't, Chloe didn't, and you guys didn't either. The peeps are here. You're pounding live. I love it. I love you guys.
Bruce.